And we all love our cats, but is high-tech cat gear actually useful or just really expensive junk? As someone who's already spent way too much on cat gadgets, I'm putting the priciest and weirdest ones on the planet to the test. Now, I ultimately want them to have fun and be healthy while making cat care just a little bit easier. But not all pet tech is created equal, and if you've ever bought something expensive for your cats, you know about this dreaded question. Would they actually love it, or would they just prefer to play with the boxes? Like pretty much always. You won't believe this very cool LED cat scratching post that plays actual games with your cat. Now hopefully that'll be enough for them to stop treating my couch like their personal jungle gym. Now this works a little bit better in the dark, so let's save this for a little later. But the first item on our list is very important for cat owners, but often overlooked. When you get a new cat, it's all snuggling and fun. But you have to leave the house at some point. That's where this device from PetKit comes in. If you really want to give them luxury and, you know, to take your cat with you. It's not just an ordinary backpack, this one. It comes with an inbuilt fan, a light for the inside, and of course a panoramic view of the world for your cat. Basically, your cat gets a luxury travel experience and you get to be their personal chauffeur. Okay, I made that last one up, but I imagine they feel that way when they're in there. It has a light for your cat inside, you know, so they can read while traveling, and it's completely airline approved. So if your cat has been dying to see the Eiffel Tower, now is their chance. Okay, so perhaps having a space-age cat backpack isn't needed for everyone, but having a good cat carrier is actually really important for their health, especially if you suddenly need to take them to the vet. How do we know that you can safely take them with you? How about leaving them home alone while you're off at work? Now I've got the perfect, moderately expensive tech that can help with this. This thing can ride around for you with auto cruise and make sure your precious pet is safe. Introducing the Ainabot pet camera. And if your cat is ghosting you again, you can take the wheel and hunt them down like a tiny robotic detective. You can hear your cat and even talk to your cat with a two-way audio system, and of course check in on them with a video feed, all from within a handy app. It also has this function where when you're away it can emote and talk to your cat in a, well, according to the company, cartoon-like voice. But I'm not too sure about that. But I do like this motion detection function where you can set the timer and then set how long it will, oh, there it goes. How long it will go for, and then it has like this motion detection as well, so it can see you and start recording when, well, it sees your cat or your dog. So that's pretty cool. Now if you want your cats to be able to go outside, there's several ways to stay in the loop, and one of them is the least expensive way, and that is TabCat. You can have a couple of trackers for each of your cats that you put on their collars. The system is more of a remote controller to indicate if you're moving in the right direction to find your cat. So it works a little bit differently. No GPS needed here, which helps keep the cost down. There's no subscription needed. Instead, this works in another way. And basically it turns finding your cat into a game of hot and cold. Warmer, warmer. Oh no, that's a raccoon. Of course, if a little cat treasure hunt isn't your idea of fun, there is another way. This is a device that finally gives you the upper hand. There's no more hiding for your cats. It isn't much more expensive per se, but you do need a subscription in order to run this. For that, you do get a GPS here. Now you can track your cat's shady nighttime adventures, because we all know they have a secret second family. You can set virtual fences so you can get notified when they go out of the zone and onto the train tracks in your neighborhood, for example. And then you also get info on where they've been and a location history. This one is called Tractive, and for me personally, it gives me a lot better feel if I ever lost my cat and I wanted to find them. So I really recommend this one. Now, if you really want to get into that whole cat vlogger, influencer style like experience, then this is something for you. And it's even more cat privacy invading. It will let you see exactly what kind of double life your cat's been living. Imagine if you could see what your cat is up to on their daily adventures. Mine are just frolicking through the grass a bit here, but think of the possibilities of what you might find out with them having a camera like this eHomeful personal cat camera. It also has a small LCD screen so you can easily play back the videos, although I assume that's for my benefit and not for the cats. I feel like this is more of a gimmick than anything else. I think this is the sort of thing that you use a couple of times and then you forget you even had it. On to the next product for those who let their cats outside. Oh, you're playful, aren't you? You also need a good way to let them back in again. Now you can always install like a normal cat door here, but that wouldn't be very cat techy. Now that's where this expensive contraption comes in. Now imagine you're living in a neighborhood with a lot of neighbor cats, or maybe even a couple of strays here and there. Now you wouldn't want to let any old cat in, would you? Now this Sure Flap does things a little bit differently. Now I've installed it in this box to make it a little bit clearer. Instead of letting just anyone in, you finally have a bouncer for your cat's exclusive club. No collar, no chip, no entry, buddy. Now instead of using that, hey, come back. Instead of using a collar for like an ID tag for this thing actually uses the chip inside your cat. So any cat that has been chipped can use this. Now that's pretty cool. So you can set which cats can go in. So this is the inside here and this would be the outside. Let's see if you want to go in. Come on. As soon as it recognizes the chip for your cat, the little door will open here. Look inside. Look here. And she doesn't want to go in. But as soon as it recognizes the chip, the little door will open and your cat can go inside. So now you have both cats inside here. So that's actually pretty neat here. But you do have a few additional settings. Hey, where are you going? Okay. But you do have a few additional settings here. Not only can you select which cats can go outside or inside, you can also set that per cat. So some cats might be indoor cats, and you can only allow them to go in once they're outside. For example, if they escaped through a window, they can also go back inside, but not outside. You can set this so cats can go both outside and then inside again. And you can also change that, of course. So if you have a sick cat that you want to keep inside, you can also change it by scanning their chip again and making that different settings. So that's pretty cool. Then you also have this little lever here, so you can change that so cats can go inside of the house, but not outside. So if you want to keep them inside at night, for example, you can just change that little lever there, and then they can go back in, but once they're in, they can't go back out. And you can also set that they can't go in or out, so no cats can go in or out at all. So I really like that it has that little lever there, so you can change that on the fly as you need to. So this is, well, really extremely expensive, but also really extremely versatile. This potentially is something that goes onto the keep pile for the end of the video, even though it's extremely expensive. And now that they're safely inside again, you might also want to give them a little treat without you actually being there. Why just leave out a treat for your cat when you can do it with a fully automated dispenser? That's what you get with the Tican Pro Pet Camera Treat Dispenser. You have an app with a nifty button you can press to toss a treat to your cat. Here you can also talk to your pet. Hey there, cat. Hi. Hey, Jolie. I know it seems a little much for a treat dispenser, but I actually do like the automatic AI motion tracking it has. It just squirrels around to follow your pet while it records. That's pretty cool. And if you're in a truly decadent mood, you can get the cloud subscription and get automatically saved videos that are recorded by Motion Trigger. Okay, that might be a bit much. With that pet camera, you know they're safe at home, but they can't live on just the treats that it gives them. So it's time to get serious with feeding time. Because your cat deserves a personal butler, and you deserve to sleep past 5 AM for once. You can, of course, just get a normal bowl Then there's this one that is built to help reduce neck and whisker strain and can help cats that eat a little too quickly and is supposed to be anti-vomit. It's the Felly Oblique and it's worth checking out if your cats have that problem. But way too low tech for our purposes, so let's instead look at this Paw automatic cat feeder with app. This feeder holds a lot of cat food, which you can automatically time to be released. And if you have real gluttons, you can set the portion sizes so as never to overfeed them. You can also manually feed them if you want to give them a little extra, and you can even see a record of when they had their dinner. You know, so your spouse can secretly give them more to earn their love while you're left out in the cold. And if you ever fear a power outage, this thing has both a battery and an external power supply, so your cat's feeding time will never get interrupted. Of course, there are even smarter ways to feed your cats. This thing seems to greet your cat with a friendly message just before it denies them access. That's because the Pet Libro has a built-in RFID scanner with collar, so only your favorite cat can access it. You know who you are, Jolie. No kidding, they're all my favorites. But it's definitely you. With this tag, only the chosen one, aka the cat with the collar, can access the food. Perfect if you've got one cat who inhales food like a vacuum and another who eats like a delicate little princess. The other cool thing here is that you can monitor their eating patterns because the app records every feeding time. And you can also manually add a little extra if you feel like it. Or if you saw them do something cool on one of the cat cameras from earlier. And the seal here on top even sounds good. It sounds a lot more airtight than even the Paw, and together with the fresh bags you have in there, you can keep your meals fresh for a long time. You like that one, don't you? My cats hardly eat anything that's been sitting there for more than half a day. But this is all for dry food. What about wet food? My cats only eat wet food. And poof, congratulations! Now they have a better fridge than you do. It's official. They're living better than most college students. But I do think it might be an excellent solution if you want to be able to give your cat wet food and you're going away for a few days. It can keep your wet food fresh for up to 3 days and fits 3 meals. So if you're like me and you like to give your cats a little extra treat at the end of each day, you can do that with this thing at their normal feeding hour. So you can have a meal planner in here. Now I do think it is a little loud. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's the fan for the cooling, so it does cool really well. But I do think it's just a little bit loud, so I wouldn't put this in my living room. But overall it's great, and the lid is smart, so it won't close if your cat is near. I think with all of these things, safety is the most important aspect here. And this Pet Libro really delivers in that area. I wouldn't let my cats near anything that wasn't safe, no matter how cool the tech. So now that they've had a proper meal, it's time for them to have something to drink as well. And you need a cat water fountain for that to keep the water fresh. Now I think everyone will know this standard in cat refreshment, and that's the Catmate. And it works pretty well. Unintended. But what if you could make something like this smarter? What would it actually need? Well, you need something to keep the water as fresh as possible. You'd need maybe an indicator when it's running low on water. So perhaps like an alert. That's where this Pet Libro dock stream comes in. It's a smart fountain. It has a stainless steel bowl, a wooden base, and of course Wi-Fi connected. With the app you can set a hydration goal and track how much your cat is drinking. It also has built-in filters so your cat can have even better drinking water than you. And the app will notify you when it's running low on water. You can even get a graph that shows you if they've kept their hydration goals over time. Now this is also pretty cool if you ask me, but is it enough to keep it on the keep pile for the end of the video? Now after all that eating and drinking, they probably need somewhere to do their business. But don't get too excited, because there's a catch. After having used these for over a year, this is the Pet Kit one and this is the Cat Link one, I almost want to go back to normal litter boxes, you know, that you can throw away once in a while. And I'll tell you why at the end of the video. I also tested this Duck Sky one just to make sure that it wasn't the overall design. This has the same overall design here, a globe that turns around and it catches the clumps and then pushes those away into like this little area here. This is where the garbage bag is, so you only need to throw away this garbage bag every now and then. Overall it works pretty well. It has a decent app, pretty easy to navigate, and you get alerts for like when you need to refill, so that's something that's really nice. But I ultimately landed on this solution right here. This is the Pet Safe cat litter box, and it's the perfect combination of having something you can throw away, but also this smart litter box that you can use, and your cats can always have a clean litter box here. Now the way this works is pretty cool. So you get these litter boxes right here. It's a box, a cardboard box, and it has these magnets here so it can clamp right onto this little flap right here. You can fill this with the crystal litter that comes with it. I've never seen litter like this, but it really comes together and it smells really, really fresh. I can't begin to explain how fresh this thing smells, this litter box right here. So that's pretty cool. Now you put this on top, like so, and then you click. That means the magnets snap into place here. And the way this works is you have a rake here, so as soon as it detects that the cat has been in there, it will rake all the crystals up to here, and everything that has been clumped, it will catch that and put that right underneath this flap here, so you have a clean litter box every time, so your cat can enjoy a fresh smelling clean litter box. So that's pretty cool. Once it's used up, once all the litter is used up, you can just throw away this cardboard box, buy a new one with a new set of crystal litter, and then just give this a little wipe. So that's really, really nice. This way you don't have to work with those large globes, which can be pretty hard to clean, and this thing is very easy to clean. Just give it a few wipes, throw away that cardboard box, and then you're ready for the new one, which is really, really cool. So this really is the best of both worlds. A smart litter box where you can throw away the most dirty part of it and then just give the rest just a little wipe. And I really like the fact that you don't get an app with this. So it is smart. It can detect when a cat has been in there, and then it will rake all of the cat litter that's been clumped up and rake that right underneath this flap here, so you don't have to see it. And then your cat can have a fresh smelling cat litter box every time. But as soon as the cat jumps in, then it will stop the rake for the next cycle and then just go through that. So it's really cat safe, which is really important to me. So that's pretty cool as well. And it's also just a little less expensive than those larger robotic monstrosities. Of course, you do have to buy these cardboard boxes, which can get a little bit more expensive than normal cat litter, but one of these, when you have just one cat, this can last you for up to 25 days. I have 3 cats and this will last me for up to 10 days. I have pretty small cats, so 7 to 10 days with 3 cats. I think that's pretty good. So this thing will definitely stay on the keep pile. This is a lifesaver. Then if you're worried about all of these cables lying around from all of your tech devices, you can get this cable from Alex Tech, which you can just wrap around these cables here. And I get that all the way through, and this supposedly is untowable. Okay, so that is weird. So the coolest things are yet to come, so I'm really looking forward to the toys. But first, let's do a nice cat grooming sesh, shall we? So this should make your cats feel like they're at a luxury spa. So let's see how the ladies like it. No, you like that, don't you? Look at that little face. Yeah, is it a luxury spa? You can also put shampoo or conditioner in here, but I'm not really going to test that. Instead, let's go to some trimming options. One is All has some nice pet care options here, like this little pet paw trimmer. Now, this is nice and slim, as you can see. So you got this slim little thing here, and you can trim their paws with it. So you get these 2 heads with it. You could easily exchange one, just remove that for the other, which is cool. And then you see it's a nice little trimmer here, and you can do the little feet in the... And just like that, you've removed a little hair. But that isn't even their best product line. This is the One is All. So you get a lot in one package. You get the scissors, comb here, and a manual, of course. And then this amazingly large trimmer here. So let's look at that. The cool thing with this is you have all these protective guards, just like I do with my beard to get a fade. So you can set these guards and then take off a little off the top. Now Jolie here had very bad tangles across her belly here. And I tried to comb it out, but I really couldn't get it out. So I ended up taking her to the salon, and let's just say She left there like a plucked chicken. And with these clippers, at least I can do the damage myself and pick the length. So that's really nice for grooming their fur. But that isn't even the best part, because we have these two. So these are cat grooming vacuums, and I wanted to try both of these because I've never used something like this before. And I wanted to see if it sucked, if it was because of the brand or if just this type of device really sucks. So they're both very similar. This is Ubrobo and this one is also from One Is All. And they both have like these little guards that you can put on there. And then there's a little opening right here where that can catch the cat hair while you're grooming. So that's pretty cool. These are the ones I really like. You have different attachments, but this one is for grooming here. You can easily release this to release the hair, which will then get sucked in, which is cool. And then this one, this can groom your cat just like other brushes and will get those hairs. And then also you can remove this and then it will all be sucked up. So that's pretty nice. They both have the same type of attachments, it's the same type of system, so it doesn't really matter which one of these you buy. But I really like the fact that it sucks up all this hair and it gets into this little compartment right here that you can then really easily empty. I mean, look at my couch. From all of the other things we did here today, it's really, there's hair everywhere. So having something like this is really, really nice. And my favorite are these clippers. You have these with the Ubrobo, but also with the One Is All. These are clippers for your cat hair. You have different guards that you could put on there. So you can cut different lengths of hair with this one as well. But it also sucks it up immediately, so you don't get anything on your floor or your couch. They also both have 3 fan settings. Although my cats didn't really like the loudest fan, so I ended up not using that. But they seem fine with the quieter settings, so that's all good here. So I really recommend this if you're grooming a lot. Then, if you want to go even crazier, there's something distinctly different. Is it finally happening? A fully automated cat grooming system, and it's available on the market right now. It's the Paw Swing Automatic Cat Groomer. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't buy it here, but here's what it looks like. It supposedly brushes your cat while it enters, but you have to lure it in with treats. Super legit, although I haven't tested it myself, and perhaps with a $329 price tag, it's a bit much. Then on to the next gadgets, and this is purely for my enjoyment. I found that my regular stick vacuum couldn't really handle all the hair on my couch, so I needed to find a solution here. So I have 2 solutions. Do you want the techie way first or the not so techie way? Okay, so the low-tech solution is this Chon Chon pet hair roller. It supposedly is the very best in the world. Now, it's very expensive for a roller, but I have to say it works great. Just one pass eliminates all this hair. Then let's use the big guns, this Black & Decker Fur Buster. It's the gold standard of pet hair control that has an anti-tangle rubber brush to lift that cat hair right off your couch. It has 20 volts of suction power, and if that's not enough, you can activate this button here, turn on the power boost mode, and it will clean even the dirtiest of couches. I'll definitely be keeping this for myself. This is amazing. Okay, so your house is clean, your cats are clean and well fed, so now it's time for the most fun part of any cat tech review, which is the cat toys. First we have the Cheerball cat ball. Let's try that a little closer. It gets just one paw. Perhaps here on the floor. Okay, look. Oh, it just rolls away. And that's lost. I'm not really a fan of these, but some swear by these cat laser toys, so let's set this one up and see what happens. It has a rechargeable battery, so that's pretty nice. But it's not that bright, so I think this works better in the dark as well. You see the laser there? So it's not overly bright. I think my cats don't even notice. Nope, not interested at all. When I saw this one, I instantly liked it. So let's see what the cats will do. It's the Powerboo interactive cat toy with a mouse inside. It's electronic, so it moves by itself. It takes batteries, so it's not rechargeable, but it does mean you can put this anywhere at any time. Hey, look. See, he is a bit interested. Is he gonna go for it? Let's see. I think she's interested because it moves so erratically. So it goes back and forth and then back again. She seems just a bit jumpy about it. She almost went for it, and that's saying a lot. This little old lady is 12 years old. So this is a definite success for younger cats. Then something that is not electronic. I love this brand, Cat Stages, with an interactive cat treat bottle. So with something like this, you have different compartments where you can put little treats or food in. Like so, and then you can make it harder for them or easier, because you can cover it up with some of these, so they have to push that away with their nose, or cover it up with a little leaf or just a little bit, so they can look what's inside. And gradually you can make the puzzle a little bit harder for them. So let's see how they'll do here. I don't know if I can learn this 13-year-old cat something new, but you have to start really simple with puzzles like these, and then you can gradually increase the difficulty. So show them the treats there. Oh, you want to play as well? Look. Look, Lynette. Yeah, there are treats here, look. Okay, so not interested right now, but I really like the premise here, and I think with younger cats they can really enjoy this. Okay, so in the dark that's just a little bit more visible, and she's quite attracted to it, so it actually works. So since we're already going full sci-fi with cat tag over here, this is the perfect thing to test out right now. So I'm just going to leave that here, and then we're going to watch from a distance if it will work right now in the dark. And the Anabot is the perfect companion for this. I can steer it from a distance to check in on the cats. It has night vision, so we can spy on them. Let's take a look at how they'll respond to this when I'm not around. Okay, so they're staring at it, but still not really playing with it. It looks amazing in the house though. Now, these little ladies are basically senior citizens at this point, so if any of these toys get a reaction, they must be really good. Wow guys, so I've tested a lot of cat tech today. Now some of it is life changing, but some of it, let's just say, they still enjoy playing with the boxes more. Now let's nerd out here for a moment. One that really stood out for me is the Powerboo mouse. I think it's really worth its weight in gold, and I wish I would have bought that sooner when my cats were still a little younger. Now let's look at what else stood out. After prices in the first column, then the use I get out of it, or the amount of fun my cat gets, and then the use per dollar spent. At the top of the list, you can see it right there. It's the Powerboo mouse, because it isn't that expensive and it's really fun. Let's first get into ridiculous with the Pet Kit backpack. It's a nice gimmick, but it's still pretty expensive, and I won't take my cat with me that often. You might, but I don't. Then the cheerball ball, not expensive, but it also rolled away, so there's that. The Pet Libro fountain is amazing, but also so expensive. It's just a fountain, come on guys. The camera color is a nice idea in theory, but you'll hardly use it in practice. The Tap Cat is also a nice idea, but I think the Tractive is a little better designed. The wet food feeder by Pet Libro, it works. It could work for you if you have this specific use case where you're away at feeding time a lot, but it's so freaking expensive. It's a complete fridge for your cat, man. Where's this going? The treat dispenser is pretty nifty, but I think the camera function will wear off fast, and then it's just a pole that hurls food in the air. And the Enabot is actually quite cool. You definitely can ride around and check in on your cats. The fact that it rides gives it a leg up on the treat dispenser in my opinion, but it's also pretty expensive for an emoting police officer. Then the Tractive is leading the not worth pile for me. It works really well, but with the subscription can get quite expensive. The Sure Flap is awesome, and if you have a use case for it, it could definitely be worth it. It's just that it's the most expensive thing on the list, and you really need to have a specific use case for that to be worth it. The cat vacuum is also pretty awesome, but also quite expensive. But if you groom your cat a lot, I'd say go for it. The RFID feeder is just one of the coolest gadgets I've seen, and it really works. But in my opinion, you need to have at least 2 of them for there to be any use case in specific type of food or cat eating patterns. And the cat laser is surprisingly the first on the keep pile, because it's cheap and the cats do get a little fun out of it. The Imipaw feeder isn't as smart as the Pet Libero RFID, but it's the right amount of useful for the price. Steam brush is just really inexpensive and my cats seem to like it. The PetSafe litter box might also be expensive, but it's at the top of my list when it comes to automatic litter boxes. And the LED scratching post is expensive and large and over-designed, but it just can't get over the fact of how cool this is. I mean, look at it, this would look great in any household. And watch this video to see why you should avoid certain robot litter boxes. They can be dangerous. Really, go watch some killer litter boxes in the next video.